It's your favorite compas, and we have you covered with plenty of sports content on this, your favorite show. The NFL schedule release weekend was filled with great events across all sports, and we're here to talk about it. We reviewed Canelo and Bad Bunny's homecoming in our debut for the Certified Compas. But for this week, we go to my backyard, my family, the Fast and Furious family to be exact. We'll discuss various topics about the Fast and Furious franchise with Fast X being released this week. Then for Rapid Fire, we'll get into topics from the NFL schedule to haunted houses to Mother's Day topics, which reminds me, Gilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and listeners?
Yes, I do, Fernando. I am in a different location, but I still have the duties of asking the engagement question of the week. Like you mentioned, Fast and Furious is your familia. Salud. Your family right there. So the question is, to switch it up, Fast and Furious, the franchise. There's going to be 10 movies. Have you heard that, Fernando? 10 movies. Which is your favorite movie from the franchise? And then one bonus question for the engagement question of the week. Who is your favorite character from the franchise? Because there's guys like The Rock, John Cena, Dom's sister.
Whoa.
Fingers, the Cholo guy named Hector in the first one. There's some.
No. All right. In the words of The Rock, know your role, shut your damn mouth. Let me take this over. Who is your favorite character? Is it Brian O'Connor? Dom Toretto? Is it Hobbs? Is it Shaw? Is it Han? You let us know. Mia, Letty. You let us know who your favorite character is in the.
I forgot the transporter guy's character. Too,
I just said that. Yeah, Shaw.
Yeah, I remember it. Okay.
Yeah, Shaw. Definitely. There's a lot of different characters. I was actually watching Fast and Furious 5 and 6 today. So who is your favorite character from that franchise is what Gilberto's trying to get at. But obviously I had to help him out a little bit with the assist. But yeah, let us know in the comments below who your favorite character is. And I know Gilberto's favorite character, no matter where or when he is Dan and Daygo. So let's go to him now.
Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. It is not only one day closer to the weekend. It is not only hump day, but it is the day that your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, drops its new episode. How you doing? Keep it moving. I know Gilberto missed me. I'll tell you that right now. Slay the fattest calf. Do not fret. The prodigal son has returned. I am back from Texas. I will be on your favorite program today, and you already see all the little banter Gilberto and I get into. You know what I'm saying? He's my biggest fan. I live in his head rent-free. It is what it is. You already know. But also, the other thing you should know, do not forget to go out and check compasonthebeatmerch.com. Go out there. We got hats. We got shirts. We got hoodies. We got stickers. We got graphic tees. We do it all. We got it all. So do not forget to go to compasonthebeatmerch.com. Go over there and check it out. And also, if you want a one-stop shop for all the content on your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, do not forget to check out the website, compasonthebeat.com. It has all the content you want of the episodes. And you already know what we're doing today. You already know it's the same. We got Certified Compas. We got a little Compas on the NFL Beat. We got a little Mother's Day action. Shout out to all the moms out there. We love you. We're all mama's boys and gals. I'm sure gals are very close to their mothers also. And do not forget, we also have the good, the bad, and the rotten avocado. We do it all here. We're men of many tools. We have many trades. We do it all here on your favorite program, Compas on the Beat. But anyway, enough of the dilly-dally, Dan and Daygo. It's time to get to the best damn program in all the universe. From all the way across the hallway. Play the music, Fernando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, who covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? I'm surprised you haven't made fun of my background, but I'll leave that to Dan and Daygo for the day. And after you said last week, Gilberto's dojo, I said, you know what? I'm going to switch it up. and I'm gonna feel. Is it more like I can't figure out between a Gilberto's gaming lounge or like
No, it's a dojo.
Okay, it's a dojo still. Oh, you can see the
Or
background.
Gilberto's Serenity by Gilberto.
Yeah,
Like
there's
it's just a
something there,
calm,
but
like it's a zen, a place of zen.
I think next week I'm gonna do
Phil
it. From
Jackson would be
kitchen.
proud to be there.
Yeah, it could be a relaxing place up here, but as like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I moved, so I'm still getting adjusted here. So bear with me for either some spotty Wi-Fi or some spotty audio. But Fernando, call me out if I let you down in terms of those two things there.
Never. But we wanted to start off the show by obviously it was 2 days ago, but we still wanted to shout out our mothers for Mother's Day. Awesome. Without them, there is no us. So we appreciate them for all the struggles, everything they've been through, for everything that they put us through thick and thin. Gotta love your mother, and if you don't, then you are a scumbag. But we appreciate our mothers. We appreciate your guys' mothers, and we hope that if you're a mother or your mother had a great Mother's Day weekend, the same way we hope ours did as well.
Yeah, it was a different but fun Mother's Day for my family because we tend just to hang out in the backyard and just have a little carne asada and just mingle together and have a good time.
Corona's flying.
What was that?
Corona's flying.
Oh, we're a Modelo family, but maybe
Modelo. Yeah, my bad.
It is the premiere week of.
That's why I was thinking. That's why I thought of Corona. I forgot you're a Modelo guy. My bad.
But it's okay.
Dan and Daygo into a Modelo guy.
Oh, okay. There you go. See, maybe Dan and Dominic Torero and I could have a Modelo every now and then. But but yeah, it was a good time, and you know me, I like to complain a lot, so we had to switch it up this time. I think one of my sisters had the idea of going out to like I don't know if you heard of this. It's called Descanso Gardens. Descanso, I guess, means in Spanish relaxing, but it wasn't relaxing for me because this beautiful garden, everybody and their mama, no pun intended, or I guess pun, went to Descanso Gardens in La Cañada because it is a nice place to take your mom, but it was super crowded. And I felt like I was at Disneyland, and I feel like I was going on rides just to go to like a little Japanese pond or a little bridge or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It was a good little scenery, but it was really crowded. But overall, it was good memories of being with my family. And then I guess we had a theme going. Then we had a sushi after the Japanese garden.
Oh wait, so the Japanese garden wasn't to eat?
No, that was more like it kind of felt like you're at the zoo or something. Like you're just sightseeing, and it was so crowded.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was more of like a place where you go have like tea and stuff and like kind of relax.
I guess you could, but it's more known for being a really, really nice garden, and you just kind of admire the flowers and stuff like that. But it was very crowded, so it felt like we were all waiting for a ride or to see the rhino come out, whatever cave is hanging out.
Okay, because I was thinking like, okay, if Gilberto's paying and there's a long line, annoying people and everything, that's not going to be a happy Gilberto. So okay, so it was one of those things that just go relax. All right, cool. I thought it was like a restaurant where you're waiting forever, and I'm like, I hope the food was good, because if not, like Gilberto would not be happy.
We did go to a restaurant where they were very serious about if your whole party's there, and a couple.
I hate those places.
Like they're like they're still counting your face, and a couple of my sisters were either outside or somebody was in the bathroom. Like, I don't see your party. I'm like, they're here. They're just scattered around because we made us wait 30 minutes. So they're one of those people.
And the worst part is, like, for that kind of stuff, like my dad smokes, so like he's outside smoking. They're like, well, he's not in here. I'm like, dude, flick that thing somewhere else. Like, get inside, because they're counting. Like, yeah, like I'm like, and like one time Dan was in the bathroom. I'm like, he's in the bathroom. Well, we didn't see him pass by. He's in the bathroom. Like, watch, he's gonna come out right now. Well, we're gonna see somebody else. I'm like, dude. I'm like, it's ridiculous. I hate that stuff. Like, to me, that's annoying.
Wow, something we have in common there. I was pretty annoyed too, but
maybe it's annoying. It's annoying. Like, we have to head count everybody. Like, come on, get out of here. Like, they're gonna come eventually. You're gonna get your money. Don't worry. You're just gonna lose tip.
Yeah, we're not.
Did you ever play Crazy Taxi growing up?
What was that?
Crazy Taxi, the video game. Did you ever play that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know how when you used to crash into something, they'd minus your money, or if you were late. That's me and the tip. Like, I started thinking about the tip, and I'm like, okay, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. It's starting to go down. It's starting to go down. Starting to go down.
But the trick here for this place that I went to, they take out the tip like automatically when the final.
Oh yeah,
that's why they feel they could be a little rude about the count there.
That's terrible. But yeah. So the sushi place was good though.
Yeah, and then I saw that on the wall it said voted best sushi place according to LA Times in San Gabriel Valley. So I'm like, oh, okay, and it was pretty good.
Cool. So your mom had a good day?
Yeah, and it was a good time, and yeah, we get to the point where like we argue about the crowd or we're arguing about who's gonna cover what on the bill, and she was like just minding her business, like, all right, these are my kids. So, but she had a good time.
So, are you the mama's boy or is it your brother?
Definitely my brother because he was the youngest, but I think my mom tries to give me that the same treatment. I'm like, stop it, mom! I'm already in my 30s, because she's never gonna stop doing that. So I think she views both of us the same way, or maybe my
Yeah.
brother. If you ask my brother, he'll probably like, no, it's him. So I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, we just
What
had.
about you and Dan? I was gonna say same question.
I think it's depending on what the day. Sometimes like they both like to bully and get on top of me and start like giving me crap, and I'm like, wow. And so it's funny because in my family, like my like we give Daniel crap. Melissa and I sometimes we'll tag team Daniel and we'll get on him. Like Daniel will be like, "What channel is this on?" And I'm like, 30. What? I'm like, ugh. I'm like 30. And then he's like, so then he's like, all right, you idiots are starting up with me. And then Melissa's like, are you sad, little boy? Are we making too much fun of you? And here comes my mom. Leave my baby alone. And, and there goes the mother getting involved with the middle child. Let him fend for himself.
Wow.
And so obviously it's like it's just back and forth. We just give each other crap. We try and drive my mom crazy sometimes.
It's nice of your mom because the middle child is always forgotten. I tend to forget about your brother too. Was he here last week? I forget, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, we so it's funny. My mom hates crowds and all that stuff. The only crowds that she likes are at Disneyland. Other than that, she hates like crowds in general. So we try and avoid going out on Mother's Day. So I just I cooked a ham. I didn't cook. I smoked a ham. Melissa made mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
Whoa.
And I'm sorry, I'm supposed to involve the middle child. The middle child took out the trash when he needed to. So
wow, we're just burying Dan to start the show.
No, never.
He's
I'm
probably
just
like, why am I back on this program?
no, he knows he missed it. But no, we all helped out, and then little Daniel was here too because his parents were on vacation. Even though they call him every 10 seconds, so it doesn't feel like they're on vacation. But little Daniel was here too, and we all hung out and had a good time. So it was definitely a fun one. So we had fun celebrating our mom.
I'm glad, and shout out to your mom too, because she is a wonderful woman.
I love how she just sits there and she's like, "Let you guys can fight over the bill. I'm hanging out. It's my day. You guys." It's funny because little Daniel, who was it? No, one of us let out an F-bomb on Sunday. Mom's like, "It is Mother's Day." I'm like, "Every day is Mother's Day." She's like, "Yeah, right." She's like, "You guys should show it more often." And we just started laughing.
Well, the question is, because there's two for us, right? So for the Mexicans is May 10th, and then you get the American.
Oh, we did both. We celebrated her both times. Yeah.
So even on the May 10th, you have a big outing.
You have to. No. May 10th was more like we brought her flowers and chocolates, and it was a little bit smaller. We gave her real like big gifts on Sunday.
That's the way I do it. I'm like, Mom, we live in America, so take your time, and I'll get to you on Sunday. So
what's funny? You know what's funny? Thursday, some of my friends went out with their mothers on Thursday, and they said that a lot of restaurants were packed, like completely packed, because some people were doing it on Thursday because it was Mexican Mother's Day.
Yeah, Latino America, right? Entire Latinos are May 10th, right? I think it was.
You know, it's funny. Somebody messaged me and they asked me if I love my mother, and I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, well, you didn't shout her out on social media. I'm like, I was like, you're kidding, right? Like, just because I don't shout, hey mom, I beat you because I don't shout you out on social media. Like, I'm like, what is this? I'm like, wow.
That reminds me, and last thing on family before we move on to the family. So I got annoyed too because like people like to take pictures at these places at the gardens, and I'm like, can I just go and I enjoy this nice little plant thing? I don't even know what the hell it's called, but it looks pretty, and get out of my way. And people just hog the little stations of the viewings for like 20 pictures, man. So
it's like the Rocky Balboa statue where you have to do like a whole line and everybody's
trying to get so. And I'm like, my mom's trying to see this thing. Get out of my way. And then there's some people like,
is your mom a picture person or no?
Oh yeah. So she wanted to get her couple shots.
So Dan and Daygo's first communion. Dan and Daygo 15 minutes in is already sweaty, jumping on stuff, and she's like, I want pictures. Like, I hate Daniel hates pictures. So ever since growing up, it was hilarious because she always wanted pictures, and Daniel, like 15 minutes in, was always sweaty or like had dirt on because he was playing the games or doing this and doing that. So Dan hates he's traumatized by it. He hates pictures.
Well, I'm traumatized by first communions and going to the Catholic schools, and I know we talked. I don't think we talked about it on the show, Fernando, but off air, we're talking about like how far did you go in your first communion or what is it,
Yeah.
confirmation, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok that came up, and I started reading the comments, and apparently a lot of people did what I did. Like, you just stop at the first communion, you can't handle more catechism. And some guy in the comment was like, yeah, once I got confirmed, I was done with the church. So things like that were making me laugh.
Yeah, no, I was confirmed. So I mean, it was just
confirmed. Yeah,
it was just an extra. Yeah, it was just an extra year of.
Is that a proper saying? That made me laugh. Saying confirmed.
Well, that's what it. Yeah, because you do your confirmation, so you've been confirmed. Yeah, you're confirming.
Verified.
You're confirming that you want to be. Hey, that's my third verification. Oh no,
there you go.
I lost one because of Elon Musk.
Yeah,
douche. Yeah, but Gilbert, it is time for Certified Compas.
Certified. Is that a good thing to do after you say it? Certified.
Yeah,
all right,
definitely. Cool. Gilbert, the Fast and the Furious is about to release their 10th movie this weekend or this Thursday. Well, Friday, but it's Thursday.
For you, Thursday.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I already have my tickets. It's funny. So it's hard for me to go to the theater with Daniel, Melissa, and little Daniel because they like talking during movies. I can't stand talking during movies. So I'm only taking Daniel with me. The other two, I'm going to probably take them over the weekend, but I need to experience this movie. Let me just inhale it, visualize it, see it, and then we can discuss it. But I'm definitely excited for it. I hope it. Fast and Furious 9 was good, but you could tell that John Cena and some stuff was held back a little bit. I'm hoping this movie they kind of let it loose a little bit more. And it's not Justin Lin isn't directing it, so that kind of worries me a little bit. But I don't know. I'm hoping this movie's a lot better than F9 was, but definitely there's been a lot with this movie. A lot of obviously the trend of when the franchise obviously it does leave reality. There are some weird stuff that happens in it, but you still want to continue watching it from 2001 when they started to now. I mean, I think the franchise has only grown and it's gotten bigger, but I don't know what you think. I mean, have you kept up with it, or are you kind of like up and down with it?
Yeah, it's funny because we're trying to do this certified compas to kind of talk about the culture and just tie in everything that we like, sports, pop culture, stuff like that. And then I think we started thinking about it. I was like, man, actually, like Fast and the Furious has been around since 2001, whatever it is, like for a long time. Like it's really like engraved in the culture, especially like you think about it, like Dominic Toretto, like wearing the wife beater or the little
yeah
with the chain. I'm like, okay, we all have an uncle that wears that and he's drinking Corona. So like there is a lot of like Latino culture in it. But the reason why I want to discuss it before we kind of get into the more different sides of the franchise. I saw a good thing that made me think of you. This sounded weird, but I think about you often, Fernando. A little trendy conversation starter when they asked people, hey, when did Fast and the Furious franchise like leave reality for you, where you're kind of like what are we doing here? This is dumb. You kind of throw your hands in the air and you try to figure out, okay, where was that point where like, okay, that was super dumb for me? And I feel like for you, Fernando, you'd be the perfect person because you love most things about the franchise, but you just kind of gave a meta review for F9. So I want to ask you that real quick, but let me give you mine because I don't really have one, and I'll put it this way. You're gonna hate me after I say this, but I got to a point where I really was enjoying the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like I think the first three, like I really liked. The first one was by far the first one. The first one's the best by far. It just kind of set the tone. It's street racing, things you haven't seen in a minute. But you always heard about street racing. You kind of got like, I feel like the real side of it. I don't know if it's real or not, but we like to think. And then like Tokyo Drift was pretty cool. And there was a couple of that. I think maybe I want to say around.
By the way, when you're ever driving, do you ever press a button on your
the knob,
and you you think it's like you're like I've always done that ever since I started driving. I'm like hit the knob,
kind of get backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think after like 4, I want to say 5, 6, and 7, or maybe 5 and 6. I forget what it was.
8 was the one where they kind of after Paul Walker passed away.
Well, the thing for me is like I gave up on it. Like I don't remember the point when I was like, okay, that's enough for me. You know what it was? I thought it was okay after 3. Like how like a rule after 3 or 4 movies, it's dumb. You're reaching no way you could top the first 2 or 1, and I gave up on it. And every time a release movie would come out, you start kind of getting feeling left out. Like okay, like why are people still fascinated with this franchise? Like it's kind of like all the Halloween movies. Like after a while, it's like get over it. Nobody cares. But people keep caring and keep caring. And then when I finally got back into it, was after the whole Paul Walker, I guess RIP to him. And then you start seeing scenes where they're fighting in space. Ludacris and Tyrese are in space. So I kind of missed the whole where everything changed. I honestly, I don't think I've seen 4, 5, or 6. I don't remember, to be honest. I gotta go back.
5 is the one where they introduced The Rock.
Okay, I don't think I saw that one. So
okay, so that's the one in Brazil. I think that's what gave the franchise its juice back, because I think it had kind of fallen off. The Rock kind of gave it its juice back, and it kind of jumped back up. But then, like, I'm gonna be completely honest, and I don't remember who I told this though. I thought when Paul Walker passed away, they should have stopped. The thing is, it's such a cash cow that you just heard. They said they were going to end it with Fast 11 and that was going to be it. But now Vin Diesel just came out and said, no, it's a 3-part series finale. They're going to make 2 more movies after this one. And that's where they're supposedly going to end it.
13?
But it's a cash cow. Watch. Guardians supposedly didn't do that well this weekend in the movies, but I think it's because of Mother's Day. I think that's why it didn't do so well. I think the Fast and Furious movie is going to like blow the box office away just because it usually does that. Why? People want to see ridiculous. That's why when people are like, oh, they do all this ridiculous stuff, people like that stuff. Like when in number 9 where he goes off with the chain and he hangs off with the car off the ledge. I'm like, holy crap. Like it kind of makes you think like, what are they going to think of next? Like, even though it's ridiculous, it's dumb, it's this, it's that, it's still fun to watch because it's like, okay, how are they going to do it? What kind of like in the 9th movie, and if you haven't watched it, it's your fault. They literally crash a freaking car into a satellite in space, and that's how they like blow up, and that's how they stop like the world from ending. And it's like, dude, it's like ridiculous dumb stuff, but it's like people want to go see ridiculous dumb stuff, and I think the Fast and the Furious is one of those movies where you can go to the movie theater, forget all about reality, and just sit there and enjoy. Like, there's no, like, in a sense, and I'm being completely honest, there's no political talk in it. There's no this, there's no that. It's just them going, doing their thing, doing ridiculous stunts, doing ridiculous stuff. And I think people enjoy doing that. They just go sit there and they get a BS for 2 hours. And it's like you're oohing and awing because you're like, wow, this is just dumb. But I think people enjoy sometimes like why do people go watch Jackass? Because they want to go see people get hit in the nuts. Like, this is the thing with the Fast and Furious. People just want to go see dumb, ridiculous stunts, and I feel like that's why it's been so successful. And I feel like these last 3 movies are going to be even more successful. But yes, if you ask me, it should have stopped when Paul Walker passed away. I thought that would have been the best thing for him, but I mean, they've continued with it, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I thought The Rock revitalized it. And I felt like when Paul Walker passed away, they should have kind of stopped with it, but they've continued with it. So it's been interesting. I mean, the 8 and 9 have just been 8 and 9 were all right, but it just without Paul Walker, it's kind of felt like it's kind of taking a hit because it was Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor against everybody, getting the team together, doing this, and these last 2 movies you just haven't had Brian O'Connor, and it's like, well, like, what the hell? Like, it's felt different. I completely admit that it's felt completely different without him in it.
Yeah, you know, I think for me is like I accepted when I came back to the franchise that it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be pretty much action stunt scenes, and once you kind of come to grips with like, okay, it's gonna be a chaos of action, but you do kind of have that feeling of missing the street racing, the nostalgia. For me, because I grew up in LA, I like the whole, where they lived, and you see the background of the buildings, and you see all the culture, and hanging out with the Cholo Hector, or hanging out with the bike gang.
Remember that one?
Yeah, so a bunch of. I
don't know you remember that, but you don't remember that Mia's Dom Toretto's sister. That's hilarious.
I don't know her name, but is she alive? I forget. Okay.
Okay, so now because Paul Walker's not in it, it's Mia the one fighting with the family, like her fist fight, like she's the one now fighting. And see, that's another thing. And Dan and Daygo pointed that out in the last movie. He's like, I'm so sure that Paul Walker would Brian would let his wife go out and fist fight and potentially risk getting killed, and him take care of the 2 kids. Like, that would never happen. Which is, they've messed up some of these things, but I mean, I think they kind of think, oh, well, people already know that Paul Walker died, so there's no way of being able to use them.
I think I was thinking about Letty. Letty's the one that supposedly passed away, and he ended up getting another girl in Brazil. So,
that's who she is, right? She's a Thor's wife in real life.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You learned.
How do you learn?
And I remember everybody had a crush on speaking of baddies on Letty. Was it Michelle Rodriguez, right?
No, hell
people
no.
People did.
Yeah, I know she dated Zac Efron for a little bit, but
She
I've
did.
never. Yeah.
How do you know this? I had no idea.
Oh, because he went to one of the premieres with her like a couple of years back, but I've never found her attractive. Okay. One of the ones that I thought was ridiculous, and I just watched Fast and Furious 6 when they bring down the plane and they're trying to get on the plane. There's like a run, like the runway is just complete. Like they're fighting for 30 minutes and the plane's still on the runway. And I'm like, how? Like, it's just ridiculous, dumb stuff. But that's the thing. Sometimes the human brain just wants dumb stuff to entertain themselves with, and I feel like that's why people turn to this franchise. But watch this weekend, this movie's gonna make a lot of money.
You know what's another? Speaking of characters, you know how I asked an engagement question of the week. The two characters I really liked because of the hit song "Bandoleros" with Don Omar and
oh my god, dude!
They're in the movie, right? I just remember that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're hilarious.
And I can still hear the guitar, like, and then the music. There you go. So that is stuff like that. Man. I love the franchise for like that kind of thing, the early days. But like, can we just have the last movie, whatever, Fast 13, be back in LA and just going underground and just street racing and just doing whatever you want to do with the Nas and drifting? Can we do that for once to leave?
Well, they did. Well, I mean, they kind of did. They did kind of do that.
Just like dumb like this.
Well, I mean, they did come back to LA in number 7. They did come back in number 7 and do that. So I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I don't know. I understand where you're coming from. Like, obviously, LA is a big point of it because they grew up in LA and they come back to LA. But like, I feel like what they try to do is use the rest of the world as like kind of like, oh, we can do this in Brazil, we can do this here, we can do this there. Like, they do it all over the place, and it's definitely
trivia question. Can you name all the locations they have featured in the franchise?
Okay, LA, Brazil, Mexico, Rome, Spain, Tokyo, England. Oh, am I missing anything?
Didn't they go to the Middle East?
Oh, Dubai. Yeah, Dubai. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so probably there's one more according to Victor.
Not China, not Australia, not Thailand, nothing Asian, I don't think.
Is it?
Oh no, Tokyo, Japan. But shoot, there's one more. Yeah, there is one more. What movie was it in? Let me get that tip.
Is it in the Caribbeans? I think it is.
Oh yeah. They did. Oh, Cuba. Boom, Cuba. Yeah. Dom has a cousin out in Cuba who he races for or whatever. But But I mean, to me, like, and I'm telling you, like, you're completely right. Like, I love this. And here we go. Here's my copyright of the week. I don't care, but like this to me is hilarious. Like, these two guys are comedy.
Which one is this one? Which movie?
Porque se te fue la mano de nuevo.
Perfume de gardenia, papi. No cagas, güey.
De seguro es una de esas teorías budistas pendejas que tú aprendiste en un libro de la cárcel. Y de seguro eso que estás haciendo en la pared también lo aprendiste en un libro de esos que leíste en la cárcel, ¿verdad?
It's so negative, bro.
It's so negative.
There's a scene in Fast and Furious 5, if you haven't watched it, Gilbert. The dude with the dreads, I can't remember his name. What's his name in real life?
The dreads, Daygo Calderon.
Yeah. So he's cooking, and Don Omar's like, he's like, I'm cooking like my mama, and then he's like, tu mamá la peor cocinera que conozco. He's like, don't you be talking about my mama. So it's a funny. See, yeah, and you're right. I mean, Dom loves Corona, so it's like one of those things where I feel like that a lot of, I don't even want to say a lot of Mexican people are completely attracted to this franchise, Latinos, because you see a lot of different people in it. So people are attracted to this franchise and they love
the whole family stuff. Like you're in the backyard, like like stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, people love it. So, yeah, so the franchise is gonna be loved for I think years to come. And Vic, you're right. They were in Panama.
And so I gotta ask. I'm gonna ask this question to Victor later, but I saw like a TikTok. I'm on TikToks today, where Daddy Yankee was saying that he had no rival during the early stages of reggaeton, but he mentioned briefly Don Omar gave him a little run, a little bit. So, see, I'll ask Victor, who's the expert reggaeton for the classics. is that true?
Folks, do not forget to check out and comment on every single video on YouTube, on Instagram, so you can be in Fernando's birthday bash 1K giveaway. So make sure you guys enter yourselves in that, because we will be giving out a hat, a hoodie, and a sticker. So definitely make sure you guys are in that. You guys are checking that out, because Gilbert, pretty soon we'll be giving that away, and we want you guys to take advantage of it, because we want to thank you guys for getting us to 1K. Now it is on our way to get into 2K. But definitely we have a lot of appreciation for you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat, compasonthebeatmerch.com. Don't forget to check out compasonthebeat.com. And but Gilbert, it's time for Compas on the NFL. Beat.
Boom, 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 boom.
Gilbert, let's talk a little bit about Dion Primetime Sanders. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about prime time. Gilbert, what did you make about the primetime schedule from this year?
Yeah, one thing for me was like, okay, once you saw the week 1 schedule, I was actually a little surprised that Chiefs are playing the Lions, and we were discussing it, right? Like we were saying, how about maybe the Chargers? And I'm like, what about the Bills? Too soon for the Eagles and the Bengals, and it was just a loaded schedule. And they come out with the Lions. We didn't even think about this, and I'm like, you know what? I like it. I'm into it. We'll find out right away, real early, if the Lions are for reals. And maybe with the Lions, though, like, if they lose, like, it doesn't mean they're going to be terrible and the hype wasn't real. But, they put up a fight and they're competitive in Arrowhead Stadium with so much pressure on them and showcase themselves as a franchise. It's a big opportunity, because, Fernando, if I would have asked you this question a year ago, or when they lost 5 games in a row, the Lions, and I said they're going to be the first game on the schedule, you probably would have told me I'm crazy. So it just tells you how far Dan Campbell has really brought this franchise. And, I'm going to be nice to Dan Daygo. Shout out to him. He was early on the Lions bandwagon. Now it's very full. I'm probably going to get off it because I don't like some of the moves they made this offseason. But they're going to be very intriguing. And to have that first game out of the gates against the Chiefs, it's going to really prove a lot to see how far they've come. But Detroit, man, being on the primetime is really surprising.
Not just that, Gilbert. It's also about Dan Campbell can tell them, hey, we're not getting the Chiefs when they're red hot halfway through the year. We're getting them to begin the season. We can upset these guys. True. These guys are a different team. They're not the Super Bowl winning team that they won last year. Why? Because every single team goes no matter what team you had the year before, it's not going to be the same team the next year. We all know that. This is not the team that won the Super Bowl. They're a fresh new team. Let's go out there. Let's kick their butts. Let's do this. Let's do that. The only thing I'm so mad at, no Jameson Williams, because he did get suspended for the gambling. It would have been fun to watch him against the Chiefs defense. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have some of the weapons that these guys have. It's going to be fun to watch them. I completely agree with you. Gilbert, I thought the NFL I think they kind of pumped the brakes a little bit on the Thanksgiving games. I thought they could have been a little bit better, like the Christmas games and all that. But I think they kind of pumped the brakes and they said, you know what? We saw what happened last year. Rams and Broncos. We saw some of these outcomes. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. And obviously, Thanksgiving game this weekend is going to be, those games are going to be a lot different this year, especially because of what's it called? Because obviously you don't want to go full force in those games, but you have some good Monday night games. You have Chiefs and Eagles, Bengals at Jaguars. You have a lot of really Chiefs and Patriots. You have a lot of really good games that I really do think Ravens and 49ers, like there's going to be a lot of really good games that are going to happen. And I'm interested to see, because this year, look at this. It's the morning game is Packers at Lions. Not a bad game. Commanders at Cowboys. So basically they went with divisional games for Thanksgiving this year. They went with the Packers at Lions, Commanders at Cowboys.
You really don't like watching the Cowboys, huh?
No, I get bored. I know exactly what's going to happen. Either the Commanders are going to come in and they're going to slowly blow out the Cowboys, or the Cowboys are going to blow out the Commanders. That's usually what happens with the Cowboys. They either blow out or get blown out on Thanksgiving. But the night game is going to be interesting, Gilbert. 49ers at Seahawks. So that'll be that's going to be a very, very good game. But yeah, I think the NFL kind of went a little bit simple when it came to those major holiday games, which is smart because obviously we've seen this year on things. Well, actually, on Christmas, it's Raiders at Chiefs. I think that's kind of a safe game in a sense. Then you have Giants at Eagles, and then Ravens at 49ers. That night game is going to be really good. But yeah, I thought there were some really good games. I just hope it's not like last year. Last year, all the stinkers were on prime time, and all the good
Holidays.
games. Yeah, so hopefully it's not like that this year.
They're gonna try that the Black Friday games, right? Like on Fridays.
Yeah,
I just picture them just marketing the crap out of it with all these places
let
saying,
people
come shop
shop.
over here. Yeah, come shop over here. Don't forget during halftime, shop here for 40% off. Like it's gonna be that kind of thing. And then by the way, Fernando, I know this wasn't on the rundown, but
Dolphins at Jets.
is that the Black Friday game?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good. And then I saw that they're gonna have one wildcard game be exclusively on the Peacock. You could say it a different way if you want to, but that it kind of just feels like they're just forcing people. All right, get off your old cable provider and start streaming. And I think
Chargers and Bills week 16 week 16 will be only on Peacock as well. It's a Saturday night game, and it's only going to be on
week
Peacock.
17. Okay, all right. So they got
16,
a playoff
16.
game and a couple scheduled week 16. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Peacock
So-
is making a bid. I know that YouTube TV is going to be taking something ticket too. So start streaming, people.
Definitely. Gilbert, did the 49ers and Rams get screwed? Both face 4 teams coming off their bye schedules. The Rams face the Steelers, Cowboys, Ravens, and Commanders. 49ers face Browns, Bengals. Oh, wow. Bengals and 49ers. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Jaguars and Cardinals. No other team faces more than those 2 teams coming off their bye.
You know, I'm gonna take 2 approaches here. And with the Rams one, it's not gonna be screwed because they're probably saying, oh, okay, a hard schedule to tank for Caleb Williams and Drake May. That's cool. A blessing where you're not actually forcefully being the tanking team there. And the 49ers, man, like I got a lot of crap last year for saying that the NFC West, the 49ers are by far, the Rams are by far the best team in the division, and it did not work out that way. But every year there's always a team that just surprises you, or there's a team that did well that just falls back. And for some reason, I'm not liking the 49ers right now, and we'll see how they do. But that's a tough schedule. Like when you're talking about Sam Darnold potentially being the week 1 starter, they lost a lot of players in free agency. I know they got Javon Hargrave, but I don't know. For some reason, it feels like they're going to be in the mix, but not maybe get over the hump like every year you want them to get to. Like I feel like they got worse than last year, and they get a tougher schedule. So Alonso, if you're watching, sorry about that. I think the 49ers will be a playoff team, but I am not on their bandwagon either.
I actually do like the 49ers this year. I think they're going to be a lot better.
Darnold, I don't understand you.
No, well, I just because I already know who's going to be at quarterback. I've been
What are you talking about? That guy's going to be owning the Raiders. He's going to be replacing Jimmy G. And
okay, he's a player, owner, coach. He can do it all. Remember, there's a certain team that hasn't won a Super Bowl.
He owns the Raiders, and he trades himself to the 49ers. Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly. Yeah. Why not? I don't think they got screwed. I just think that's the flip of the coin. I guess. I mean, like you're not expecting much from the Rams and the Cowboys and the 49ers. I mean. Well, the Bengals and the Jaguars, those are going to be 2 tough games.
Tough.
Yeah, and especially coming off their bye. But you know what? Sometimes teams come out floozy after their bye. It's not like sometimes teams don't even regroup the way you think they do. They actually probably get worse coming out of their bye. So I don't know. I don't think either one of them is I don't think either one of them got screwed. I just think that's a flip of the coin. Gilbert, favorite schedule release video from social media teams. It was like somebody called it the social media team Super Bowl this last week. With the releasing of the schedules, which one did you like? I didn't even know that there's some teams that don't even release any. Like, do the Rams release like their schedule with like a video?
Actually, I don't think they did. Especially like if you're like a crappy team, maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe that's what it is, you know. But check out the Compas and LA Beat video because we did shout out the Chargers anime video for a little bit in the beginning before I forced you to pick week by week there for the record. Check that out. Plug. And I was surprised how well they did for the second year in a row. It could be a little mundane after a while. But the one that was different and actually very creative was the Titans. That's the only one I watched besides the Chargers one. The Titans going to, I guess, what is this? What street is that in Nashville? It's kind of like the strip of Nashville.
Yeah, it's like the strip of Nashville.
And they talk to random people who don't really know football, and they all guessed the name of the logo, and that became their schedule video. And I thought it was hilarious.
Somebody told me. Somebody told me that like I thought like, are people this dumb? And they're like, yeah, if you've ever been there, you'll know people are this dumb. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. I was gonna go with the Chargers, but I kind of like what Chicago Bears did as well. They had Seth Rollins on there. They did kind of like this restaurant theme thing, which I
the
actually
Bears.
didn't think. Huh?
I actually haven't seen the schedule video, but that's the Bear. The Bear, the show from Hulu.
Yeah, okay. So that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, so they did that with Seth Rollins and they had some other people on there. So I thought it was a pretty interesting video. I thought it was actually, I didn't think it was bad. Obviously the Chargers social media team did a good job with theirs as well. But don't forget to ask Dan and Daygo about that when we have them on. But but yeah, it was pretty interesting. But the Titans one, I mean, by far, like that one was hilarious. Like I just didn't want to go with the same one as you, but it was hilarious seeing some of these people like the Texans, and it's what the hell?
The Red Stallions for the Falcons.
You're like, that's not even real. Yeah, you're like, that's not even like that's not real. So, Gilbert, any issues with the Falcons, Cardinals, Texans, and Colts not having any primetime games?
Not really. I kind of like this. You gotta earn it, and then in a way, it kind of the NFL tells you what they think about your team. If you don't get a primetime game, that tells you you're a stink, you're terrible, and that's what I said about the Lions. Like the NFL thought really highly of the Lions to be the first game of the season. But you know, some of these teams are very intriguing. Like I would like to see Anthony Richardson, but I'll check him out on the Ticket Plus or whatever it's called. YouTube.
You're not going to check him out. You're not going to.
Whatever. I might. The Texans are a little intriguing, buddy. I don't care.
By the way, shout out to him. Supposedly there was an event over the weekend, or there was an event the other day, and he ended up staying and cleaning up and helping people clean up because he doesn't like seeing messes and all that, and he feels like it's not the job of like the people there serving to be able to clean up as well. So shout out to Anthony Richardson for that. You're just showing everybody else that it's not just about getting the player, it's about the person as well. So shout out to him for that. I actually wanted to see the Colts and the Texans on primetime at least once, because I'd like to see Anthony Richardson. I'd like to see CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans as well. So, I mean, I get it, though. You have to earn it. I'm 100% with it. And until they earn it, they're not going to be able to get it. But, hey, there's no such thing as they have no primetime games yet. Remember, you can get flexed in the second half of the season. So, if you work hard, if you're that choo-choo train going up the hill, you say, I can. Yes, I can. I believe I can. I believe I can. So definitely it'll be interesting to see if one of those teams makes it. But
Fernando, I'm gonna put you on the spot, but I forget. It's like, say you're the team like the Chargers that has 6 primetime games. Can you get a 7th or not? And anyway, flexed in to a 7th?
Yeah, because last year I think the Chargers had one of the most as well before the season, and they got flexed in. Remember that Sunday night game they got flexed in with that Dolphins game, and they got flexed in with another game towards the end of the season. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, so you can get flexed in even more.
That's like half a schedule pretty much.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, so one guy that we know that can flex his muscles is Dan and Daygo. So let's go to him now and see what he's got cooking up for us.
He's back? Okay.
Look at this stooge acting like he doesn't know Dan and Daygo is back. He thought I was going somewhere. Psych. Like I've said before on this program, there's 3 constants: death, taxes, and Dan and Daygo. I will always be here. Do not forget, I am here and I am not going nowheres, as Yosemite Sam used to say. But anyway, while I have you here, do not forget to check us out on all the social media platforms. We're on the Twitter at Compas OTB. The OTB is capital. Well, we got the Instagrams at Compas on the Beat. We are also on the TikToks, whatever you call them, at Compas on the Beat and at Compas FC 11. Do not forget to go out and check it out. And we got a bunch of programs. You already know that. We got a little House of Horns. We got a little What's Up Bolts. We got a little Combat Compas. We got regular Compas. And if you love everything about the champions, we got Compas FC. We do it all here. Do not forget to check it out. Also, do not forget, smash the like button, comment, subscribe, be a compa, tell a compa. Let's get back to the program.
Gilbert, it is time for Rapid Fire!
Boom.
Gilbert, which NFL team was the biggest surprise with the amount of primetime games that they got? Packers or Raiders?
Do you know by any chance the count that each team got? 6? Both 6? Oh, wow.
Okay. Raiders didn't get...
Well, Victor is saying the Raiders got 6, so that's a lot. So
they got 5.
5, 6? Okay, 5. I don't know, whatever. Regardless, it's a lot. I will I don't know. Who cares? But it's a lot. Raiders and Jimmy G is a lot. Jimmy G on my TV screen. But I do like games at Allegiant in Las Vegas. For some reason, those games on primetime are pretty good. So
Yeah, they both got 5.
Oh, okay. All right, whatever. 5 is a handful, technically. There you go. And you know what? What do you know what it is, Fernando, for the Raiders? Like, because I covered that crazy game in Week 18 against the Chargers. I think every game at Allegiant Stadium is just chaos like that.
Remember
But
with the Patriots last year, where the dude throws it backwards and Shannon catches it.
I know that was chaos too against the Patriots, Jacoby Myers. But the Packers, I think, because they have a big following nationwide, I'm going to see how many people those are bandwagoners now that Rodgers is gone.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's my same thing with the Raiders too. Like, because they're in Las Vegas, they're high. They're one of the bigger teams in the NFL, so obviously they're going to want to put them on national TV. But I just wonder. I wonder how they're going to do with their schedule. But I mean, yeah, I'm surprised at both of them. They both have new quarterbacks coming in, new systems as well. So I'm interested to see how that's going to happen. But I'm more surprised about the Raiders just because. Well, actually, I'm more surprised at the Packers because I guess you don't know what you have in Jordan Love. So, and I guess they're like, hey, if the whole country's going to find out at the same time what they have in Jordan Love. So I'm a little surprised about Jordan Love getting 5 primetime.
Real quick, Fran, you mentioned the defense of the Packers. I was looking at the roster, and I think if Jordan Love does well, it could be an intriguing team.
Yeah, they could be a playoff team, especially with the NFC not having that much high quarterback play. They could definitely do that. Gilbert, the Fitzer Hotel, I hope I said that right, in downtown Milwaukee has a haunted history and reputation among NFL MLB players. For the Dodgers series against the Brewers, Mookie Betts shows an Airbnb over the hotel. Are you with Betts and getting an Airbnb or sticking it out at the haunted hotel?
Wait, so in Milwaukee, when teams go there, there's a haunted hotel that you avoid?
Yeah.
Is it the only hotel in Milwaukee? Is that like the thing they have to go there?
I guess.
But if I hear stories, what was that?
They don't have a Westin, I guess.
I guess so. I think I'm with Mookie. I will get an Airbnb, and that reminds me. I stayed at a when I went to Vegas one time when I was younger. There was a hotel at the state line where the Buffalo Bills are, or the little giant buffaloes. Supposedly that one was haunted, and I never wanted to go back again.
I don't believe in all that crap. So I'd say wherever, just as long as it's free, it's me. If the team's paying for it, I'm staying there, and I'm just gonna knock out and go to sleep, and I'll wake up the next day, take my morning deuce, get ready for breakfast, and let's go.
You can watch Ted Lasso or your ghost in your room if you want.
Have you been watching the new season?
I have not. That's next on my agenda.
All right. Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley will receive championship rings if the Lakers win the title. Beverley has already stated that he'll accept his ring. If you're Russell Westbrook, are you going to accept the ring even though the team got better once they traded you?
No way. Like what you just said, the team got better once they traded you, and you are a former MVP. Your standards should be much higher than getting a little pity ring, and they shipped you and they got better. So no, don't accept that. Russell Westbrook, have some pride.
He's going to show up at the championship parade and say, we did it. I know it. I know
he's
going to do that. Him and Patrick Beverley are both going to show up and say, we did it. So, no, I don't think he should do it. I don't think Patrick Beverley should accept it either, unless it's something that they're just going to pawn in a couple of years and sell the ring for something. But no, I don't know. But it's just like the new age of player, I guess. I wouldn't accept that ring. I mean, especially because, like you said, they did not do better with them on the field, or on the court. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
You like contributor and then you got hurt and you couldn't play in the championship game. You for sure.
If you're still on the team but you're on the bench, like at least like Russell Westbrook, why don't you show up, give some of the team some water, help out, and maybe we'll call you a hydration manager. We don't have to call you a water boy. We don't have to call you a water boy. Hydration engineer.
It's like the ultimate look in the mirror test, and you're probably asking yourself, "Was I good on this team? Do I deserve a ring, or did I suck?" You have to really be real with yourself.
Well, some people don't know how to be. That's why they have yes men behind them, like certain individual players who pull out guns at random times. But that's why you have to have a. That's why you have to have a good.
That'll be for later's.
Gilbert, 3 of the must-watch games in the NFL season will feature Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals all facing each other. We know the Kansas City Chiefs have been the top dog in the AFC for the last 5 years. Who's their biggest rival, the Bengals or the Bills?
It's got to be the Bengals. The Bengals, I know they lost to them in the AFC title game recently, but before that, they had a lengthy streak against the Chiefs. Remember, they called that Burrowhead. And I know Dan was the biggest Bengals fan during January. So definitely the Bengals. The Bills, they just feel very stout to me. They're going to be in the mix, but can they get over the hump? I don't know about the Bills.
I agree with you as well. I think it is the Bengals. The Bills can beat them in the regular season, but they can't even touch them in the postseason. So you have to, for it to be a rivalry, you have to be able to beat the team at least once. And
the postseason,
the
too.
Bills, the Bills haven't been able to do it, so I don't count them. Gilbert, which Detroit backfield is better, DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, or rookie Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery? The Lions are betting that the latter one is the better one.
Yeah, because I was started thinking like, yeah, it's very complicated how they got to this route, but they are pretty much saying Swift and Jamal Williams are not as good as the rookie Gibbs and Montgomery, which we'll see. It's kind of an unknown commodity there with the Gibbs, but I think maybe the Lions are doing the right approach, but maybe that wasn't a priority. You could have really focused on your edge rushers and help out Aiden Hutchinson. But we'll see. Maybe Gibbs is a good like Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler type is what I've been hearing, and then Montgomery kind of gives you that bruising running back, so it's a good little compliment there. And they also, if they stay healthy, that's a big win too, because other guys don't stay healthy. Well, at least Swift did.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, because we haven't been able to see Montgomery and Gibbs, I just don't know what they have, and especially with the offensive line, I don't know how they're gonna be able to do stuff. But I'm gonna have to go with Swift and Jamal Williams because we've seen that before. Jamal Williams was a guy that a lot of people thought he was just going to be the bruiser, but he ended up scoring 12 touchdowns last year. So he was actually really good at putting the ball in the end zone. And DeAndre Swift, we all know what he can do. DeAndre Swift is going to be a freaking weapon for the Eagles if he can stay healthy. It's going to be incredible.
Well, so it sounds like Fernando, you will say that you never would have gone through the trouble with the Lions to revamp the running back group, and it was fine already.
Well, you're going to have to pay both of them, and I think DeAndre Swift is going to be one of these guys that's going to ask for a ridiculous amount of money. So I would have gone with what they did. You just get younger, but you have the same kind of talent because I think both Gibbs and Montgomery can do what DeAndre Swift can and Jamal Williams can do, but it's going to be a matter of how quickly they can adapt and how quickly they're going to be able to do it. Gilbert, top landing spots for Quinnen Williams, who has removed the Jets from his bio, are the Lions, the Raiders, the Texans, the Bears, the Panthers, the Cowboys, Vikings. Is there another team, or which one of those teams do you think should go after him?
Yeah, I got to sign this story. I don't know if it's going to come out at SI, but once he did this whole bio thing, like, okay, can you find landing spots for Quinnen Williams? And Fernando, all the top teams, I don't know if it's like a pattern here, all the top teams that have cap space this year and next year are the ones that really need interior defensive linemen. So Quinnen Williams is going to have a lot of interest if it gets that far. I don't think it will. But I was talking to Victor. It won't go that far. So I was talking to Victor, and I'm like, the Raiders need a guy in the middle, and I started thinking, like, when's the last time they got somebody that was decent? And Victor told me Richard Seymour, so it's been a long time. So for the Raiders, if he gets to the market, what was that?
I remember when he punched Big Ben, like he kind of went like this. Oh, yeah, kind of punched him in the face.
He was with the Raiders, right?
Yeah. Rich Seymour at the end of his career was with the Raiders.
Yeah. He was with the Raiders.
I'd love to see him on the Texans. I think that'd be fun, like especially the way the Texans just drafted. But I don't think it's going to get that far. The Jets right now are in a position to try and win a Super Bowl. You're not going to do it if you trade Quinnen Williams away. You need him in there. I think they'll find a way to do something. If not, you just keep him for this year. You know he's going to play at one point. So you just keep him this year, and the next year you let him. You trade him or you do something. But they have to have Quinnen Williams on the field for them to be able to win a Super Bowl. If not, their defense
need one special season. So Quinnen Williams, stop crying, and then after that we'll talk.
By the way, that kid is so baby faced. Like you see him and he looks like a little kid. So it's funny. But Gilbert, give me your prediction for the Lakers and Nuggets series.
Yeah, look at us switching up sports here.
Oh yeah.
I was actually talking to my brother about this one. It's very intriguing because they've kind of gotten away with being the bigger team with AD and LeBron, and now they got the Joker there, and actually have never really taken the Nuggets seriously. I just look at the roster, I'm like, yeah, they're kind of boring, but I don't even watch basketball that seriously. But the LA Homer and me will take the Lakers here in 7. And Denver, they win a game.
I'll say Lakers in 6. I don't think the Nuggets are for real. I think the Lakers are going to beat them. This is setting up for a Laker. Either way, Lakers and Heat or Lakers and Celtics is going to be huge. So that's the money. Nobody wants to see the Nuggets.
No. But you would think at one point they're going to get over the hump, right? They kind of like, what team are they in the NFL where the Nuggets are kind of like, maybe the Bills, right? And they just don't get that far.
Yeah, I just don't see them getting that far. I mean, they're a good opponent, but I just don't see what they have behind Jokic. Like, I know that they have some players, but I don't think they're as good as what everybody thinks that they are. And I don't think Jokic is going to be able to keep up with AD. I think right now AD's on a different planet, and the Lakers have some good pieces. Also, who's going to keep up with Austin Reeves? That guy's a monster. I love.
I just found out about that guy over the weekend. He's really good.
Dude, everybody thought like when they let go of Caruso, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Oh yeah.
And they end up getting this guy, and this guy's been a godsend. I think he's been a lot better than Caruso, even though they play different positions. But I think he's been even better. So
I watching him play a couple times. This guy has more.
That guy's the small forward, and Caruso used to be a point guard. But
but I don't want to watch Nuggets Heat. By the way, don't let that be the matchup.
No, nobody wants to watch that. But all right, Gilbert, it's time to get the fellas in here and see how they're doing.
Forgot about those guys. Forgot about those guys.
Vic, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to be in here with you guys.
Good weekend?
Yeah, good weekend. Good Mother's Day weekend. I had to work the whole weekend for Mother's Day weekend, but I think the only thing I got to see was the Lakers game, and then I was able to watch some TV, so I got caught up on Sunday on all my TV shows, so that was good.
Oh, there you go. Let's see if let's see. I know it didn't work. I know it didn't work last week. I know last week it wasn't able to happen, but let's see. Is he here this week? He's muted.
Gilberto, slay the fattest calf. The prodigal son has returned. I don't know why you think I wouldn't be here. Even when I'm not with you, I'm with you because I live rent-free in your head. Just look at my Twitter bio, the destination or the location or whatever it is. It is a pleasure to be back, although Texas was pretty wild. I had a blast.
Oh, you want to share a story from Texas real quick?
Oh, you know what? This tells you everything you need to know about Dan and Daygo and his competitive edge. I was playing Mario Kart with my 9-year-old nephew, and we were going at it, dude. We were going ham. You know, he would win one, I would win one. Of course, your boy's still the champ. I mean, there's nothing to it. Nothing
what a wild
to
time
it.
in Texas.
What a what?
Playing Mario Kart. What a wild time.
What a scumbag. Didn't he know? I went to go be godfather to my nephew. What did you think I was going down there for?
I don't know. Get hammered in Texas. I don't know.
You're disgusting. No, I didn't go get hammered. It was a family event. You need Jesus. You need.
Did it make it out to 6th Street?
Where?
The 6th Street?
No. Austin was terrible. I hated it. He lived in Leander, Texas, a nice little suburb. I was like, Jesus' name. Besides the heat, it was heaven on earth. Honestly, it was really cool to see because where he lives in his neighborhood, essentially like typical type of American neighborhood you would think of. You know, the kids playing in the street, hanging out with each other. You know your neighbors and everything else. I think this was my favorite part about Texas, where I didn't feel like such an outsider.
Baddies.
Thank you, Brown. Every single place I went into, country music was the only thing I was playing. It was absolutely glorious.
Wow, must have been heaven for you.
Oh, I was. I don't know why I left. All I needed was some whiskey, but it was a family weekend. I had to stay dry, and I was, so no worries.
No line dancing for you, then?
No what? No lightheadeds?
No, line dance.
No, fellas. That you know what? Shout out to the boys. I think we're going to the coaches convention in Nashville, and it's gonna get wild. It's gonna be fun, hopefully.
Okay, maybe you'll drink that.
I'm not gonna say much, but I'm amped up.
All right. Vic, what was your biggest takeaway from the NFL schedule?
I thought you guys made some good points there on NFL Compas, and that I kind of wanted to get into in terms of the schedule. I think the NFL is kind of betting on, or kind of taking a risk with a lot of with how heavy their schedule is in terms of their good teams. Like my biggest issue is going to be, like, as you talked about, what happens if you get one or two of those teams like we got with the Rams last year, where their players start getting hurt, or something happens to that team. Like you you're not able to flex out. The only way you can flex out those games are on Sunday night. And so, like, and one of the points that I was going to get into that you guys kind of talked about was the whole short season for the Chiefs. Like, I know everybody is like, okay, and I do this every year myself as well with the Chiefs. It's like, this is going to be the year, but like, we've seen it's going to be a shorter off season for them.
Good.
They're not, as you guys talked about as well, like it's who's their wide receiver one right now, but as they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, but to the bigger thing here for me is, like, the Eagles, are we sure they're going to be good? Like, are a lot of this thing, like, I love the speculation, and it's great because we need it right now. We need it for content in May, but like by September, we're going to know if some of these teams, and the NFL is betting a lot that the teams that were really good last year are going to be good this year, like the Lions, the Jaguars. You're betting on some of these teams that you have no idea they're going to be good, and we'll see if it pans out for them. I just kind of feel bad for, like, the Bills, the Bengals, and I know this has to do with the TV money because they want to make sure that those teams are on TV, but you're also taxing them to the point where what we saw with the Bills were supposed to be the best team last year going into the season, and they were exhausted by the end of it. They also got hit with injuries. So this is the other thing to keep in mind, guys, as you're also betting, is some of these teams are going to be taxed out because they're going to be on prime time so much. So just keep an eye also with the Chargers. I know you guys keep talking about the fact that they're going to be on prime time a lot. I think that's also a thing that happened with the Chargers getting moved into prime time last year. It's going to affect them later on, and it reminds me, the way I keep hearing the talk right now in terms of their narrative with the Chargers reminds me of what I heard with the Raiders the year before, where everybody was like excited. And I'm just like, just be careful, man, because now you have expectations and you're due for a failure. And so that's part of it as well, as you look at the schedule. So that was my takeaway.
Yeah,
The other reason why I think they choose the Chargers, though, is because Gilbert and I know, I mean, watching them, like, wacky crap is going to happen regardless. And it's fun. Like, they're a fun team to watch. So I don't think they're.
Yeah. Woo! I'm having a blast, Frau. I'm having a blast in January, Frau. That's what I'm having a blast doing.
They're not a team that, like, they put them in there because of the, like, wild expectations or because they're going to be a good team. They just do it because they know something's going to happen, something wacky. Or hell, Justin Herbert, like, literally, Justin Herbert could go to them and say, hey, I want a couple more million. Look at that. 6 primetime games. Would you guys ever get this many primetime games?
Paraphrasing here. It's not an accurate quote.
Brian, I say the same thing about the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah. You losers here. You need me, Dom, or The Rock. But real quick, Vic, you make a good point, Vic, because I was going to be like, every year they kind of bank on this offseason darting to do well, and at least one or two just flops. Like last year was the Broncos. There was that one year with the Browns just loaded up on players that just don't do anything. And then I started thinking, well, maybe you kind of bet on the teams that are consistent, and they're going to be there every single year. But like you mentioned, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs, they tend to you kind of get tired after that being on the spotlight. But some teams like it, the spotlight, like the Chiefs do. Shout out to them, Dan.
There he is.
I think we're all in agreement here that, like, that long season for the Chiefs and having so many primetime games, it's wear and tear. So maybe it might be your year, Dan.
No, we're still paying for the sins of Marty Schottenheimer. I already know, so I'm not worried about anything.
So negative.
I don't know what to tell you. I'd rather have low expectations and be surprised than high expectations and be disappointed.
Gilbert, before Dan goes, I know you have a question for him.
Oh yeah, Dan. What did you think about the Chargers schedule release video? Because I know you're into anime and you're into social media.
I summed it up on What's Up Bolts, and I think this comment was perfect. We had one comment on What's Up Bolts. It said, headline of the day, old man yells at clouds, and that's how I feel. I think it's absolutely stupid. I miss the days where we actually just played football and that was it. I don't understand where they try and turn everything into a sideshow and a circus. I think, quite frankly, it's unbecoming. They're tainting the sport. I hate it. But I mean, it like to me, if you're gonna do something, I think what they did, what the Titans did, that to me is hilarious. Because people are stupid, and to put it on the internet, that's even funnier. So that's funny to me. All that anime with the little hidden message, that to me is like subtweeting or whatever. Not a huge fan. Like if you got something to say, just add them. I wasn't a fan. I didn't like it. I don't like this sideshow stuff. You already know my feelings about the draft, let alone something as stupid as a schedule. Just put the damn thing as week 1, week 2, and I can swipe on your Instagram and it's over. That's all I need. I don't need all this stupid
Would you
videos.
swipe right or swipe left?
I was gonna say you do a lot of swiping nowadays, huh?
Here we go. Now we're twisting my words.
When you're in
and everything
Texas,
else.
huh?
Whatever. I don't need to deal with this crap. I had a lovely time. I had a
Don't leave.
nice family-friendly time in Texas. It was good to see them.
Okay, well, give us your takeaway now.
Takeaway. That's what it is. I hate that they try and turn everything into a circus now.
I thought that was a burial of the week, but okay.
No. I got something else. Don't worry. I got plenty.
Oh.
I am. What wakes me up every morning is caffeine and hatred, and I'm full of both today. So it is absolutely unbelievable. I especially the other thing that pisses me off is like we kind of go, or sorry, not we. The Chargers kind of go out the way they go out last January, and it's like to do. Whatever. To do what you do, you know what I mean? Like, I would understand if the Chiefs did that, but I mean, hell, they do it on the field every week. They do ring around the posy because they know the AFC West is a joke.
Ring around the rosy.
What did I say? The posy? Who cares? It's all crap anyway.
Hey, you know Gilberto missed you last week, right? He couldn't interrupt anybody.
Who?
Gilberto was being very patient last
I
week.
saw
couldn't
that
interrupt
little
anybody.
weasel. I saw that little weasel up there last week. As I was cutting tape, all I see is this. Like he's like anxious. He's like trying to find his window to get in there, but he didn't do anything. But don't worry, Gilberto, I'm back.
Hey, I'm Muhammad Ali. You're my Joe Frazier. I need a sparring partner every single time.
Yeah, right. Sparring partner.
He really missed you.
Yeah,
I can tell. That's why it's funny to me. He always like tries to badmouth me and say all these nasty things when I'm not on. But then when I'm on, look at the smile. It never leaves his face. Look at him. No. Now he's trying so hard to take it.
He's hiding it with the mustache.
You know what we should do? You know how in the Fast and the Furious, you kind of count how many times they say family. We should count how many times Gilbert brings up Dan during episode.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. It would probably.
yeah.
He probably has a picture of me somewhere over there. I just can't see in his background right now.
I can't figure out where to place it. That's why I've been moving around.
Bet. Where's
Next
my
to
huge
the
mural?
best
I see a wall. I see a wall empty over there. You can put me up there, dude. Like, dude, get a picture of me painted like White Goodman, grabbing a bull by the horns and just put it up there.
Oh, yeah. I'll get that picture if you brought me something back from Texas. Did you?
Why would I bring you something?
I didn't get anything from Texas.
Wow. So,
What? I actually forgot to put on my shirt. I went to the Capitol and I got a cool shirt that said
for yourself.
Yeah, for myself. Yeah, obviously. I brought my mom back a Christmas ornament because I went to the Lyndon B. Johnson Presidential Library. That was pretty cool.
You would.
Yeah, of course I would. What are you talking about? You know I'm a history buff. I don't even know
probably the worst president of all time, but go ahead.
Oh, no, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Did you at least have some barbecue down there?
Yeah, of course. My cousin literally picked me up from the airport, which, by the way, it was hot as hell, and he told me it wasn't even their hot season. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was about to die out here. But the first place we went was a place called Rudy's. Dude, that barbecue was so
been
fire.
there.
Yeah, we've been there in Arizona.
Oh, it's fire, dude. It's amazing. Like, Fernando, you need to go if you end up going out there.
Yeah,
it
when
was
there's baddies.
good. It was there. It is. Fernando, I already told you about some of these so-called baddies you would not want to run into, dude. I'll just tell you like that. Well, there's different. But anyway, so the meat was so tender como mi corazón, Gilberto, and it just to pieces. It was delicious. I couldn't stop eating. I probably gained 10 pounds, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
That sucks.
I was on vacation.
That's okay. You deserve those pounds.
Is it burial time?
You're gonna say, where's the music?
I should bury both of you with your stupid culture and Fast and Furious crap. Those movies are crap. I should bury that. Shut up.
Yeah.
Brown, what's gonna hurt more? Seeing John Cena lose to The Rock twice again, or the end of Fast and Furious?
No, I still have 2 more movies after this. All
All
right, it's time for burial of the week, and Cena's back, so I'm excited for that.
He's gonna do this like he did last time.
All right, shut up and start off with your burial of the week.
Oh, you want me to
There
go
we go.
first?
Didn't I announce you
Spoke
first?
for 20 minutes.
All
so
right.
okay.
All right, let me tell you something.
All right, Vic, go ahead.
This anyway, you're gonna make me cough up a
No,
lung.
no,
over here.
you let yourself cough. Vic, put the mute button though. Vic, go ahead. You started off.
All right, I'm gonna get on the NFL again, and I saw a couple of people tweeting about this, and it was kind of I kind of agree with them in terms of why is the NFL having rookie minicamp on Mother's Day weekend? Like you already take for work, you do Labor Day, you do Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Like give these players, and I know it's rookie minicamp, but also you have reporters here to to think about. Like there's no reason to have it on Mother's Day weekend. You could have had it the week before or the week after. Like please give reporters and also the players and the coaches a break here. But I just didn't understand. So my berry of the week is the NFL for having rookie minicamp on Mother's Day weekend. I just let them spend their time with their loved ones. You talk about this being the shield and being about family again.
Oh
Talking about
God.
family, but yeah. So for me, it was that I saw it as a tweet and I agreed with it, and for that I'm bearing the NFL for that.
Some teams had it on Saturday, and I'm like, oh man, that would be awful right now to be there at this rookie
Did you
minicamp
see
on
anybody on?
Saturday.
I didn't. Anybody have it on Sunday?
No, yeah, they wouldn't. I don't think not on Mother's Day, but Saturday you're pushing.
Should do it. That way the reporters don't show up, dude.
No, well,
awesome.
we had the Charge had it on
Friday,
and there was traffic on the way back, so that was annoying. And then obviously, like you said, some people had it on Saturday, which I'm like, damn, dude. Like, but I get what Vic means the whole weekend. Like, let them have the whole weekend off.
I was talking about the players. I'm talking about the reporters.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I'm talking about the reporters, not the players.
Yeah.
The players
Who cares about that?
The players got 7 figures in their bank.
Yeah, they're getting incentive.
Yeah,
and their
They
bank
probably
account.
do it hoping the reporters don't show up, dude.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
Well, we had Chick-fil-A for lunch, so that was a good one.
Oh,
all right, Dan, go ahead.
Okay, this was my thing, and for now, you might want to cue this up. Michael Scott was right. When Michael Scott was on a flight to Canada with Oscar, and Oscar offers him a tuna sandwich, he literally tells him, I'm paraphrasing, mind you, kid, you not bring a smellier, snack on a flight? I was getting on my flight on the way back from Austin, Texas. Jackass next to me decides to pull out beef jerky. I was about to start puking, dude. Like, the smell was so pungent. And you know how
Welcome in Texas.
What'd you say?
Welcome in Texas.
No, yeah, right. If it was real, they would have pulled out dip. I wouldn't have had a problem with dip. Pull out some dip and start spitting into a cup. But anyway, whatever, Frau. But anyway,
you've been thinking that water bottle for years.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink someone's saliva. You're an idiot. Anyway, so as soon as he opened as soon as he pulled it out, I saw it and I was like, Jesus name. Then, of course, he opens it. It starts stinking. Like, let's on airplanes, it's recycled air. Like, there's no real fresh air in there. So whatever stink you have, whether you have body odor or whatever, it's gonna stink the whole time, dude. So it was absolutely brutal for like a good hour that he had that bag open, munching on something as he was watching a movie or whatever. Yeah, here we go.
He's ready.
Yes, yeah, I told you.
I made egg salad sandwiches. Do you want one? Could you have picked something stinkier to bring on? God, Oscar, really? Do you have a bag of baby poop in there too? To share that? No, I'll be ordering my own food. Thank you very much.
Exactly. That's all I'm gonna say. Make sure you bring a snack that's not as stinky. Like if it was a cheese, like the ruthless queso. I'm talking about the ruthless queso. Those are fine, or Doritos or whatever.
All right, Gilbert, go ahead.
No, hold on. I have to say, when I saw this on the rundown, I thought he was gonna talk about someone either because I know it's been made into a big deal. Like there's people who are against or for people who take off their shoes during a
that's
flight.
Weird. Oh,
yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
I was pissed off because on the way over, I had a 6 a.m. flight. Not a problem. I'm already awake. I'm a demon. Just give me some caffeine. I was pissed off because when I checked in, I forgot about the stupid pre-TSA. So I'm about to quote the stooge of all stooges, Gilberto over here. I had to go with the commoners and almost get nude to pass through TSA, and it was unbelievable.
Oh.
I couldn't stand it.
What a treat
So-
that would have been for everybody in that morning, huh? If that would
Yeah,
have
for real, for real.
You
It was
took off your
unbelievable.
shoes too.
I was so annoyed, dude. I know first world problems. I get it. So the next time I had to check in, I literally FaceTime Fernando, and he baby bird me. He like fed me how to check in correctly this time. So on the way back, I didn't go with the commoners. Thank God.
Wow. See, you're just like me then. I mean,
Yeah, no, I can't stand it. I hate. Why do I have to take off my shoes? Like that makes no sense to me. What could I possibly hide in there that you would not see in a metal detector?
If you cut Daniel, he bleeds red, white, and blue. Why would he want to
That's right,
do anything
baby.
on a plate?
That's right, baby. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it.
Go ahead, Gilbert.
I'm fired up.
yeah. So yeah, nice segue there from stinky food on a plane to a stinky, suspicious stoppage in the boxing world. Surprise, surprise, right? A bad call in boxing, and yeah, I want to bury two people, or maybe three: the sport of boxing, the referee Tony Weeks, and the boxer Rolly Romero. And this was kind of a, I really didn't care about it, but I was interested because Rolly Romero is a contender. I wanted to see who he was after the Tank Davis fight. And he's I don't know, you got to sell a fight in boxing, and he's really playing like the really dumb, jokey guy. Like it's kind of getting really annoying, but it gave him a name for a little bit, and now he's not even a good boxer. So I'm like, after a while, you're getting annoying, bro. But you are selling the fight, and you got me interested. He was like, if you see who he was fighting, like people were clowning this guy throughout social media last week because he was fighting a guy who looked like he was 50 years old. I'm telling you, go look at the face off and the whatever pre-fight press conferences. I'm like, who is the grandpa he's fighting? And everybody was making jokes on the internet, and this guy was like he was 40. And by the way, this guy dropped Rolly Romero. If you're getting dropped by a guy who looked like he was just coming out of the whatever shift and as a 50-year-old man, I shouldn't say anything.
Coming off the couch.
At the couch. There you go. That's a good one. He got dropped, and then whatever he did to kind of recover, it was a decent fight, but you should win this fight. He got a gift from Tony Weeks. The guy wasn't even hurt. He was just kind of on a spree there of getting a couple of punches in there, finally getting something going, and he just waves it off. We're done here. This old man can't take any more punishment, and he just stopped it. And Rolly Romero got a gift there, and it just seemed kind of funky. And I'm not a guy who's into conspiracy theories, but in boxing, sometimes I just really wonder what's going on.
The KSI one, that was a weird knockout.
That was another one.
He just out like straight
I
up
don't
elbowed him.
It's a joke. When I kept seeing on my feed the YouTube fighting events, I didn't care, but they kept talking about that one, so I saw it. Apparently, the guy gave him like a nasty MMA elbow, and they counted a knockout, and then Jake Paul kept pounding him out. But it just seemed
Tommy Fury also fought like 7 people.
I don't care about that world. I don't care about that world. Tommy Fury, pick a side. You're gonna be a YouTuber or an actual fighter. Pick a side.
Well, you remember in the McGregor fight, it was stopped like really weirdly when he fought Mayweather. Like he was still on his feet and everything, and he just randomly stopped it. And we were all like, I guess that's what we're doing now for Floyd to protect him.
Well, that reminds me. I don't know, Fernando, you love McGregor's antics. Have you been watching the Tough Enough series that he's in hosting?
No, what is it good or no?
All I've seen is the memes.
Yeah,
where he's standing in the cage and he's
yeah. I'm like, this is Fernando content in there, but it's kind of like a boring reality TV show where he's like a coach or trainer. But Conor McGregor's on it, so maybe you might.
Has it been good?
I haven't seen. I just seen a couple like clips.
I'm gonna check it out. I didn't even know.
I know you will watch it.
Talking about McGregor, the thing that was weird is that he was in the Ryan Garcia locker room after he lost and then he was like giving him motivational talk. Like I was like, of all the people you could have had in here, Conor McGregor is the guy, and just
what
it was
are you
just
talking about,
weird.
Bro? Successful whiskey, proper 12. What are we doing? He's like a billionaire.
A reporter who was ringside supposedly said that McGregor got there in the 6th round, and then a round later, Ryan Garcia got knocked out. So, like, what did you see?
You're welcome. You're welcome for Tank Davis. He was
I'm gonna go with John Morant, and the reason why is just because it's starting to get a little bit sad what's going on with him, because I mean this is the second time now that he's done this. And he's on YouTube there. He's I don't know if he's the one driving or he was the passenger. I can't remember. But the flash again, even if it was for 7 seconds, like, dude, there's little kids that look up to you. There's kids that like want to be like you. And you're over here playing fake gangster, dude. You went to you're like Dan and Daygo. You went to private school just like Dan and Daygo did. You don't like Dan and Daygo out here.
I'm proud of that. I don't know what you're talking about. I love it.
I know, but I'm saying like he's making it. No, I'm not trying to take a shot at you. He's just trying to make it seem like he's trying to make it seem like he went
pull
to
out my
like he
shield.
grew up in the
hood.
like terribly when he didn't. Like he had a nice upbringing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like
You should pull
why
up the
should you be
meme from 8
embarrassed?
Mile, Frown. You should pull up the meme for 8 Mile.
And the sad part is that from when COVID started and now, how many times haven't we seen on World Star? I know I'm going to reference World Star. Certain rapper gets shot and killed. Rapper gets shot and killed. Rapper gets shot and like lately, there's been a lot of rappers that have gotten shot and killed. You're trying, and a lot of them are trying to play fake gangsters. And you're going to play a fake gangster. You're going to get caught up in a wrong way, and you could end up on the wrong side of it. So I mean, if I'm John Moran, dude, you need to get help. You need to get, and that's the problem. A lot of these guys have a lot of yes men. You have to have people that are going to tell it to you the way it is. And for some reason, I don't think John Moran, I don't even know if John Moran's parents do it because his dad's there celebrating everything he does. But it's like, dude, help your damn kid, like, get over this because you need to be a parent. You can't be a friend. You have to let him get over this because if not, that he's only 22, 23 years old. Like for him to be behaving this way is just sad. And I hope he can find somebody that's going to help him out. But he's going down the wrong road. And I hope he can bounce back from this. But it is sad to see the way John Moran has been behaving lately.
Dude,
Yeah,
if you're like John Moran's dad, like pay the friends to just be like, hey, whatever you do, don't go on IG Live. I'm paying you. Don't go live, and that's it. Like you got one job, friends.
Be the fall guy.
Yeah.
It's so sad because you know what? It just happened out here in San Diego. I don't know if you guys know Mikey Williams.
Yeah.
Mikey Williams just got in trouble for shooting at people from his house or whatever.
Allegedly.
Like, dude, like why allegedly? But like it's like why are you trying to play fake gangster? Like there's nothing that's gonna come of it. Like it's sad to see the way some people are trying to ruin their careers. Well, Mikey before it even starts, and John Moran, he's ruining it while he's actually in it. And it's like, dude, you could be such a bright star in the NBA if you would not like, I don't know. And I hope the NBA fraternity as a whole helps them. Like maybe as LeBron James or a Steph Curry or somebody like reaches out to him and says, hey, dude, like let's talk about, or Steven Jackson maybe, or one of these guys like, hey, let's talk at Matt Barnes. Let's talk to some meta world peace, whatever. One of those guys helps him out and then tries to help him with it because honestly, it's going to hurt him in the long run. I think he needs to, if he doesn't change soon, it's going to be a bad look for him.
Well, that tells you just that he's been doing it this whole time. And because maybe he was athletic or whatever, they've let him slip by the whole time. And it's like Skip Bayless. I saw a video on TikTok where he accounts every single incident he's had. And you could tell, like you said, Fernando, he has the wrong people around him. Like, again, allegedly, according to Skip Bayless, his mom has caused him to get into altercations and things of that nature also. Whether supposedly, having, incidents at stores and she calls her son to come in here and handle it or whatever. So it's just not a good look all around, dude. It's crazy.
Well, when he
I'll see if I can find it.
That he beats up 17-year-olds or 10-years-olds.
Yeah, in the backyard
like,
hoops.
Get the hell out of here. Like, what?
You have
like,
$200 million. Pay people to do the dirty work. What the hell?
You're not kidding.
Yo, Aaron Hernandez over here. Relax.
All right, let's move on.
That's one of the stories where we're headed. I don't know, but
yeah, hopefully not. But all right, it's time for Uno Mas. I'm gonna let Gilbert start this one off.
Yeah, hopefully I'm getting the name of the show here. I'm sure Victor can help me out, but I'm gonna do a double dipper here. And
here we go.
My partner Caroline wanted to watch Silo actually, and I'm like, oh, I think Victor mentioned that. It looks kind of boring, but let's give it a try. And I kept telling her like, hey, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Burial of the week is over, Gilbert. You don't have to bury it.
For real. Yeah, he's extending it.
Bury two people at once, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. And after the end of the first episode, Silo, I was hooked, and I wanted to watch the second one, so I stayed up late that day. So good show, Victor. There, I'll give you credit there. It's kind of early. I'll wait on the rating. There's only 2 episodes. Then the other one is kind of a drag, but interesting. And I feel like maybe Dan has like a side where he likes kind of some drama show. So Love and Death, an affair in a small town city in Texas. I think it's Wiley, Texas. There you go. For Dan, you could be in the real life version of it. Actually, no, you don't want to be.
Yeah, I was going to say Love and Death. That doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, and speaking of like the whole American kind of street, like that's what it felt like, but with murder. And it's an affair. So these boring couples.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about with Emily Olsen.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth
Oh, I
Who
don't know which
cares?
one
Who
it is.
cares?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, exactly.
Wanda.
The one that
Yeah, and the
is
guy
young,
from
younger,
yeah, I know
what
who you're talking about. He was in Black Mass. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, the guy who was in Breaking Bad and a bunch of
Breaking
stuff.
Bad. Yes.
Yeah, he was also in Black Mass
Mhm.
I don't know. I've never seen that one, but
with Whitey Bulger. You've never seen that movie? Johnny Depp? See, this is exactly why you should be disqualified from this.
no, but
Masterpiece.
all right, it's
Is
my
that the
time.
one where she wants to have an affair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She-
have an affair with
She does.
Elizabeth Olsen.
She doesn't want. She does. But if you have a thing for Elizabeth Olsen, is that her name? I forgot.
Yes.
Who
I
cares?
do.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Then check it out, Fernando.
So it was good. I
man,
was thinking about checking it out, but like I see the trailer and I'm like, this looks
It's
stupid.
pretty
It's-
slow, but because I like the mystery out of and the drama and the fair. By episode 3, I'm like, where's the? I shouldn't say anything. Okay, I'm not gonna butcher it, but no pun. Check it out. It's a little slow, but you get to the point where like, oh, that's what I was waiting for, and it's been 4 episodes for me at least.
Yeah, it's based on some true events, and I think it's
Oh, yeah,
it's actually been I think Justin Timberlake's wife, I forget, Jessica Biel, also did the same kind of story, and they did it on Hulu. I forget the name of that show, and
love Jessica Biel.
somebody put the scene by scene with Elizabeth Olsen and Jessica Biel where they do the same exact same scene. And it's
Oh, rip
pretty
off.
like it's pretty much on the nose. Yeah, I'll send it to you guys. It's I've heard she's a great actress. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see
Check out
her.
both, Fernando.
Yeah.
I only remember
love them
Jessica
both.
Biel from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I
Oh,
love
yeah.
you. No, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Shout out Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Seventh Heaven. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
That was a show
Okay.
back in the 90s. It was a good
Yeah.
show.
Oh, sounds
Young
like
and-
dude. Like
Private
you know what?
School
Real
Youngin.
quick, side story. You know, real quick. I started doing this in the classroom. You know, I would write so and so's name in L takes. I have a million L takes right now because with the kids because I said Monsters Inc. is better than Monsters University. I've thought it's absolute garbage. So if anyone's seen it, let me know what you think.
Wait,
But I thought
which is
it was so
the newer one? I forget already.
That's Monsters University.
Oh, and you said the older one is
the
better.
original.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's 01 and like 13, dude. Like you can tell the difference right there right away.
All right, Vic, go ahead.
I'm gonna just keep mine a little quick. Ted Lasso has been great this year. I haven't talked about it at all. The last episode, they kind of dealt with a couple of things. I mean, the whole season's been great. The writers have done a great job with this season in terms of kind of things that we've seen in other sports. The way they've added, characters or real life players that we've seen across, every other sport has been really good. But just the storylines that they've chosen, I hope this isn't their last season because they've been really good with every episode. And I hope they continue it. I know it's been what put kind of Apple on the map. It's and I just hope that they continue. I know Jason Sudeikis hasn't ruled out another season, but just selfishly, as someone who really enjoys it, and it's the only reason that I have Apple. And now I found Silo, the show that Gilbert was talking about. I really hope they come back for another season, and this isn't it because like going through Succession right now and how good that is. It's and it's about to end. I'm kind of a little sad that I hope that Ted Lasso does another season, and because it's really good. And I know not a lot of people are able to access it because it's on Apple, but honestly, that it's been the best thing they've had on Apple for a while outside of Set. And now you're starting to see other shows come through Apple with Severance, and then now with Silo. So like I said, I'll keep it to that. I kind of wanted to talk about the playoffs, but since we're all talking about our shows, I'll stick to Ted Lasso.
Go ahead, Dan.
Real quick, I saw the Boston Strangler with Keira Knightley. That one was pretty good. It's actually, why do you laugh? You know I like Crime Docs.
you will say that.
Yeah, stop. You know this is real. Honestly, no spoiler because it's a real historical thing, so therefore I cannot spoil. I thought the ending was so fascinating because you kind of have an ending like the Zodiac, for instance, that you don't really know if it was one person, multiple, or what it is. So that was very interesting. Mind you, it was pretty good. I would give it like an 85, but I think the Zodiac movie was way better. I thought it was more engaging, more thrilling than the Boston Strangler that recently came out. So yeah, I think 85 is good. I'll give it an 85. It was pretty interesting on Hulu. Shout out.
Hulu, okay. I like
we need a top 3 movies, murder mystery movies from Dan and Daygo breakdown.
For real, I think I'm gonna start taking this as Dan's horror corner just for a frown over there, so you can get a
I
gift.
thought you said something else, man.
Horror with an H, frown. Horror with an H.
Oh, all right.
I'll start reviewing horror movies.
Which corner are you located at?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Gilberto would want to be my first customer.
I was gonna go with Bad Bunny and the Kendall Jenner memes from this week, but you know what? I wanted to shout out our compa Luis Perez. He's been on the show a couple of times. He won the XFL championship this weekend and the MVP. Here's The Rock giving him the trophy.
Wearing the hat too, part of the team.
Yeah, no,
Why is The Rock like throwing himself in here? Like this is.
By the way,
in the front.
Let's
did you see the video of Luis Perez and people getting him crap for saying
world champion.
The halftime speech? And I'm like, okay, you don't have to say world champion, but I'm just glad that he won and came back, because after you're setting the bar so high, you better be pumped.
That's so stupid. If people are pissed because he said world champs, what other place has an XFL, idiots? It is what it is.
But it worked. I'm glad they won.
Yeah, he's trying to get his team hyped up.
Your MVP of the XFL championship game, Luis Perez.
Hey, why didn't he write it on his wrist, Brown? That's where he writes his promos, right?
He's from San Diego, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's from. We went to the same high school. He was a freshman when I was a senior. I had him in one of my classes, and we were always like be talking crap, or I'd be talking crap about the teacher, and he'd be like all quiet and stuff. And he's like, I just don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, I'm not gonna get in trouble, bro. Chill.
They could have made a better MVP trophy. Like, damn, dude.
Is it crying? World champ.
I don't
Dude,
know.
are you kidding? But honestly, think about his road. He's gone to the NFL a few times, gets cut. Okay, I'll shut up.
Rough start,
Please do. It's a world champion right there.
He got traded to the team halfway through the year.
To fall right into it and shoot. Here we are today.
Why was it a match made in heaven?
We got a lot of great guys in here. A lot of great guys, great coaches, great support staff.
So yeah, I just wanted to shout him out real quick. I thought it was awesome.
And they were like 4-7, and I think the team they beat was 9-1.
Yeah, 10-1.
Yeah, he came back and he turned that team around when he got traded halfway through the year. So I mean, Gilbert and I have had him on before. He's an awesome guy, and it's funny, he really did teach himself on YouTube how to play football. So it's crazy to see the way he's been able to keep his career going. And the dude, honestly, and I've told him before, I respect it because he's come to NBC a couple of times. I told him, I respect you, bro. Like, you could have given up so many different times, but you found the XFL, the XFL 2.0, which is now. Like, he's done the AAF. He's done everything he can to try and keep his career going. I'm surprised, to be honest, he's not a backup in the NFL, just because I think he'd actually would be a serviceable backup. But hopefully this kind of catapults him, and maybe a team take, like, the last 3 or 4 days, we've been seeing teams bring in XFL guys. So
he'll get a camp invite, I bet, somewhere.
100%. The Rams will probably bring him back for a camp invite. But I'd love to see what he really has. Like, I want to see, like, usually they give him a couple of snaps. I'd love for him to have a whole half or maybe a whole quarter and see what he really has, because I think Luis is really talented. But that's just me. But we appreciate. Go ahead.
I just want to just to leave on also. I just want to give a big shout out to Todd Bowles for getting his master's. It's never too late. As myself and Gilbert knows, like I went back to school later in my 20s, and honestly, it was one of the best times. I've met some great people, and just wanted to give a shout out to Todd Bowles for going back. You know, he's in his 60s and he got his master's. So, just leaving on a great note, guys.
We thought it was crazy when Anthony Lynn got his at like 45 or 46 or something like that. And Todd Bowles going back at 60. That's crazy. That's
you get old.
Did you
Go
see
ahead.
that meme or whatever? They're making fun of Stetson Bennett because he was in college for like 7 years. He didn't even get his diploma.
He was there from 2006. He was there for what was
16.
it? 6 years. Yeah, 2016. And the dude never got his degree. Like,
Really
A lot of
though?
parties.
yes.
No
I
degree.
don't know
No
what to
degree.
believe on Twitter anymore, so I don't know if it's legit, but it was on Twitter.
You know he's gonna get asked the first time he hits the podium. He's gonna get asked
I don't
with
know.
the Rams, so it'll be interesting. But
Don't
we
worry, it'll
appreciate
be
you guys.
Gilberto.
We appreciate you guys so much for checking out another episode of Compas on the Beat. Don't forget to check out compasonthebeatmerch.com. Don't forget to check out compasonthebeat.com. Don't forget, comment on any of the videos you see released on Compas on the Beat to make sure you enter yourself for Fernando's 1K bash, birthday bash. We appreciate you guys so much for getting us to 1,000. Now let's get up to 2,000, and we'll see. Who knows? Maybe you guys have dinner with Dan and Daygo, or go out to the.
So we went from lunch to dinner. Yeah,
No, no.
Whoa, getting
That's for-
serious on a horror corner.
That's the no, the other one was for the other one. Lunch is for what's it called? For
now I'm
what's the
having
bowl?
candlelit dinners. You're just auctioning me off.
But
Go
don't
watch
forget
a horror movie with Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to watch everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. Don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts. Dan and Daygo and I get a surprise visit from Jeff Miller talking about the schedule. House of Horns has you covered on all things Rams. Compas FC, this is the last week of the Champions League semifinal. We'll see what
Finally.
happens there. And not finally, it's sad.
My locks.
So definitely we appreciate you guys for checking out everything on Compas on the Beat. Don't forget to Combat Compas as well. Gilbert and I will we have some things cooking up for Combat Compas as well. But we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for checking it out. Don't forget to be a compa, tell a compa, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you guys so much. But for the time being, Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
And one more promo. Check out the merch, compasonthebeatmerch.com for this hat, for that shirt, for that maybe that background, but stickers, all that. You got the shirt on too. Fernando, close your chest there and whatever. You can find that on Horror Corner. Yeah, Horror Corner there.
Gonna start his OnlyFans over here.
Yeah, OnlyFans. But yeah, check out the merch website, and we will do that a horror movie and a date with Dan Daygo. It sounds very appealing. Maybe I will enter.
Terrible. Now we're elevating this.
Some line dancing. I want to see some line dancing.
Yeah, come on. Like it was like, hey, you know what? If you raise money for the network, you wouldn't do that for us. Come on.
Oh, you know what?
All right, we're getting out of here.
Okay, sorry. All right, yeah. On that note,
I'll come up with something for all of you. Don't
oh,
worry.
that'd be cool. All of us, all four of us. That'd be nice to do a fundraiser for all four of us. But on that note, you could just help out by checking out the website, compasonthebeatmerch.com, and we don't have to do anything. But there you go. On that note, ya nos vamos. Pues, vámonos. Horror Corner. Go.